Get strong.
Affirm each other. This is a day that there's so much drama going on, so many things that are happening, so many things that are transpiring day to day, that we have enough negativity happening. We have enough things that are opposing us or coming against us, or tensions that happen. So we need to be able to help each other. And that's what this platform for me is designed, this ministry is designed to do, is to equip us, to better remind us sometimes or teach us how we can be effective, how we can be successful, how we can use what we learn in our own lives and our own experiences, and make them pragmatic, make them usable, make them everyday occurrences, so that we are above, that we are striving forward. So, just want to move back a little bit. Today, I want to talk about something that happened to me years ago. I came into the knowledge of that I was spiritually gifted with, I was a seer. I was able to see things, and prophetic and all that. So even though I didn't accept it, it still happened. It actually started when I was a little boy, as long as I can remember. And so, for me, it was part of me. It was not something that happened when I got saved or this happened from birth. I've always had it. And so we went to this church, the story. We went to the church. I was saved, was a preacher by this time, and still learning in the spirit, and went to a church, and I was standing there in the pulpit area. It was a culture convention, and the people started rejoicing. The spirit got hot, and so the people were, lifting their hands, running around, doing things, loving on God, or whatever. And so as I'm looking out into the audience, I see some things transpiring in the spirit realm that I begin to judge. I begin to say that this person. Now, the way I grew up in church, when the elders or mothers or evangelists, if they saw you dancing when the music was going, and they discerned. Now, these were their. This is what happened. When they discerned that you hadn't been living right, or you weren't in the right spirit, they will come and pull your coattail. I don't know if any of you have grew up like that. If you can talk to me in here. I would love to see you. They will literally pull your coattail and tell you to have a seat. If they knew or sensed, or if God had given them that you weren't right, they would literally sit you down as you were rejoicing. So I came up under that school, and so as I was sitting there, I began to watch these people who I saw were either struggling in the spirit, or they didn't have a right spirit, or whatever was going on. And as I began to judge them, as I was standing there while the praises were going forward and people were doing what they were doing, I'm sitting here like, oh, they need to sit down. Oh, they need to, a tap on my shoulder, on my spiritual shoulder, if you will. And God said, that praise doesn't belong to you. And that's all he said. That's all, literally all he said. But it checked me. It put me back in my place. It put me back in my lane, because praise belongs to God. And instead of me, I should have been busy. Now, the truth is, I should have been busy with my hands lifted, with my hands up to God, and my hands, praising, or getting what I need, or being active and engaging in the service myself. However, I was distracted by my own gift. I was hindered from moving forward by my own gift, and not even just because it was my gift, because of the activity of my gift. Okay, and I know that last week we talked about the responsibility we have to even know our gifts, to know what God has given us, what life has given us, or what we're good at, and what is our assets, what we bring to the table, how we've been endowed to make this world a better place, to better ourselves and our neighbor and our sphere of influence. And so I'm sitting. He tapped me on my shoulder, and he checked me. God checked me. Now, this new Holy Ghost that people, or Spirit of God that people have, that allows them to just do what they want, never convicts them, never tells them, hey, go apologize, go do the right. I don't know about that one. I know about the one that say you didn't do it right and you know it, go do it over, or won't let you move forward and you feel condemned, you feel convicted, because that's what it is, it's conviction. But he said, as I was standing there in church using my gift, literally using my gift, but using it in a way that was inappropriate, that was not yielding best things. It didn't even belong to me. Praise, and see, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we have to be careful, because a lot of times, especially this part, especially with those seers or prophetic people or people who are in the know, or God talks to them, because you have to remember that you only see in part, that you only know in part. And so you don't get the right to judge the rest of the story by the part that you've been privy to. Okay, you don't get to say how this is going to end or how this is going to work out unless God has fully spoken those things. You don't get to have that right. And a lot of times we even start treating people differently because we saw something in the spirit, or we heard something in the spirit, or all those things. We have to even be careful, and this goes, because I know this sounds like this is more prophetic, and that part probably was, but this can be transferred to any gift. The working of miracles, the gift of diverse tongues of faith, because sometimes you lend yourself the gift of love, the gift of helping, the gift of aids. Sometimes we find ourselves in predicaments because our gift has allowed us access to something that we are not responsible enough to handle the things that we have seen through our gifts, or the things we have access to. The fact that you are one who prays all the time, and God reveals things, or the fact that you love on people and you go minister food to them, or you go and give them housing, find them resources, find them jobs. It is not then your responsibility to go back and talk about what God has allowed you to do for them. That is still a mishandling of the gift. That is still, when you look at any and all of the gifts, there is a way that they should be handled. Even teaching, there is a simplicity. There is a way that you should present it. There is a spirit that you should be in as you are servicing one another. And so I've experienced another story. I went over, and this is years later, so this will only be about 10 years ago, even less than that. I went over, I was asked to come to pray with someone. They were trying to get something done, accomplishment. They were actually getting a contract, and it was a very big contract, and so they had asked for a couple of us to come together. In this circle, there was a prophet. Actually, there were two prophets that had come together. One I didn't know so well, one that I knew very well, was esteemed and people looked up to and all of that. And then there was a church mother who was a prayer warrior and had seen much success, manifestations, and people looked up to her as well. And so we get to the house with other people who, there was another young lady who was a budding person. She was trying to learn in the spirit, trying to learn her gift, learn the craft, how to do it, what it all meant. It was all new to her. And then it was me, who was a rebel, basically just running from my gift. And I love the Lord now, but I'm not really sure I want to be fully committed to the gift. But I was in the house. And so the way, oh my God, that this prophet and mother began to run the people of God down. and talk about them in the use of their gift, saying, yeah, I saw God showed me this about that person. I saw that. And so when they came around for prayer, I bashed them and locked them their little nasty stuff up. I mean, over and over. And they begin to swap stories about people who, oh, you think that's bad? I have one person that is full negligence of the gift. That is full delegation of what God has given you. These are people's lives. And there go you, but by the grace of God, for whatever you're saying. But all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So you have no right. You have to stay in your lane, even in your gift. You have to make sure as you're honing it, as you're able to see, that you always remember that it's the grace of God that you can even see that you are even privy to that you have even the acknowledgement of that. God gave you the gift to edify. It says for the building of the kingdom, for the building of one another. And I'm not talking about the kingdom in church, that you go swap evangelist stories or revivals or wait till you get in church to encourage and exhort one another if you have the gift of exhortation. But while you're at work, your gift still works. When you walk to your co-worker, your gift is still operating. When you encourage them that they do a good job or that we can get this project done together, your gift is still working. You do not have to speak in tongues. You do not have to fall out and foam and roll on the floor, see some great vision. Your gift is innate. Your gift works as you sweat, as you're getting dressed. When you put your feet on the floor, your gift put its feet on the floor. It's already in operation, even whether you know it or not. But if you don't know it, and this is back to our last week lesson, you are accountable. You do not want to be like the servant that got a gift and hid it, that buried it, and did not use it, did not utilize it, did not harness it, did not get all of that needs to be out of it. So in your honing of your gift, you need to be able, how you can hone your gift is by getting books. And I'm talking about not just the Bible, but other books that help. If you are a person that likes that God is that crafty, that you make things, you're good with your hands, then find do-it-yourself books. And now, of course, these days it's on Kindle, or you can watch shows or on YouTube. But any of these platforms are good for you to hone your gift and for you to acknowledge that this is what I'm here for. Surround yourself with like-minded people that have the same gift, so that you all are affirmed one to another. Whatever your gift is, whatever you have passion for, find people who have like passion and move forward. But also, when you get there, do not lose yourself. When you find a mentor, do not lose yourself, because we may have the same gift, but the operation of that gift can be different. We have the same gift, but the triggers that causes me may be different. We may both like to hospitality, but you may like to just have people welcoming into your house. Won't be me, but I may instill in hospitality like to go out and feed the homeless, or go out and serve in soup kitchens, whatever. But that mindset of the gift of mercy, the gift of compassion, that you're able to help humanity in that way. You may be of the social justice. Find your niche. Find what God has given you. Work it, but do not, number one, do not become self-righteous or egotistical and think because I'm here doing my portion, working out my gift, that you can frown down on somebody else who may be coming along the way, or you see that they're inept in their way. Your job is to either go and assist them or leave it alone and pray to God that God sends a help and do. Because how can you judge another man's servant? They don't belong to you, beloved. They're not yours. But also, even in getting a mentor, do not allow yourself to get lost in their wealth of what they know. They know what they know. Glean from them. By all means, get what you can from them. But also recognize that you're still an individual, that you're still a human that has their own way, that has their own path, that has their own course, that it may turn out different. It may not look different. I may be called to a different set of people. I may be called to a different niche of people. And that is totally okay. And my method may not be your method. And because you've not known my method doesn't mean my method does not work. Another thing that we have to, in the church, rid ourselves of, get over, get better, move past, is the fact that if we don't recognize it, we demonize it first. That is not our job. It's not our job, even if it is not right. No, it is not. The Bible told you to let Jesus, in words in red, said, let the wheat and the tare grow together, and in the day of the harvest, I will do the separating. Because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know the transformation, even if they are in the wrong, of how they may become. Their evolution. You weren't always right, and you thank God they didn't throw you away. In fact, you're still sometimes not right, and they don't throw you away. So that same love and kindness is what draws. So keep on down your path, but don't become self-righteous. Do not become egotistical. Do not be, and the worst one, in my opinion, is comparison. Because number one, why are you comparing? Why are you comparing? Why are you saying that, her gift is stronger than the other? Now, the world has laid the foundation about comparison. That's kind of bread and butter. Your worth, your value is a comparison chart. But in God, that is not the same way. Whatever he gave you is just as valuable as what he gave the next person. You may be in the front line. Somebody else may be behind the scenes, but we all need each other to make the thing work. And we all are exactly the same importance. We have the same level of importance to God, to the universe, to the working of the spiritual warfare, to the working of the propitiation of our lives. We have the same value. When you think about each other, you are valuable, and you're just as valuable as me. And I'm just as valuable as you. My name may never appear anywhere, but the very fact that I do my part makes it possible for your name to appear. And you have to be able to understand that, you have two singers and one may be more skilled. Well, you don't know their storyline why they appear or are more skilled. And then they should be able and willing to train the lesser skilled so that they can get to where they need to be. We all are standing on someone's shoulders. We all no one made it to where they are by themselves. No man is an island. And a lot of times we have this me identity and this, I got to help myself and I got to pull myself by my bootstraps. Now, I do believe in doing the work. I do believe that you are responsible and should be accountable to training and helping and doing your part, but we are interlocked with each other. We need each other. So in the mishandling of gifts, it always starts small. So you always want to catch it early. A little leavening leaveneth the whole lump, the Bible says, which means it starts off as just a little lint. But when you allow it to grow and grow, it almost appears like it is a new fabric if you let it go. So you have to be able to discern what your gift is. That is first and foremost. Accept it, embrace it, know what it is, what it should do, how it operates in you, how it does not operate in you. You do not have to mimic anybody else. You are your own individual. If they don't accept you, it is okay. All of the people who have made progress and made the world go round are the people who were not first accepted, who people ostracized and put out. And it's okay. Churches have developed, products have been given, discoveries have happened, and all of them came from the tension of people not understanding, the tension of people not appreciating, the tension of we've never done it that way. That's the only way you're going to make advancement is if you don't do it the same way. So love who you are, the differentness, the uniqueness, the diversity that you bring to the table is honorable and honorable to God. You actually insult God when you start mimicking somebody else and give up your own authenticity. They don't have to understand. That's not their job. They don't even have to appreciate. That's not their job. Your job is to do what you need to do as given to you, as you feel it, as you are inclined to do it, as you have the propensity to do. But when you are doing it, make sure that you are not overstepping into what you are not supposed to be doing. You are not supposed to be comparing yourself to another person. You are not. You don't know what struggles they have that they've never told you, that they've never shared. So keep pressing forward, keep moving forward, keep loving, keep honoring your gift, honoring yourself, honoring your body, honoring who you are. And in that way, you honor your gift. You are the gift. You may have different giftings inside of you, but you yourself, your body, your essence, your person is the gift to this world. But stay in your lane. Appreciate who you are. And when you see something that's not right, understand. Don't judge. But understand, discern what it is, and it is what it is. But understand, what does that put you? You don't know a backstory. You don't know how far they've actually come just to get where you say, oh, you have a little off. They may have a lot off before, and have been working tirelessly. And your words should be edifying and words of peace and comfort. So that's what I have today. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Comment. I want to know, what is your gift? Somebody tell me if you're on here, and I see some people are on here already. What is your gift? And how do you hone it? How do you, even if you watch this after this live have finished, and I do encourage you to like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. But what are your gifts? What do you have? What do you offer? What do you bring to the table? I want to see it. I actually want to dialogue with it. So even after this is over, you can go back and put it in there. I would love it. All right. God bless you forever. Thank you for this time, and have an excellent night and the rest of the week. We speak blessings over you. We speak comfort over you. We speak healing over you. We speak total affirmation to your spirit, soul, and body. Be blessed forever.